Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to the video on the channel. What we have for you today is a preview of Game Week 16, the final game week before the World Cup, and a quick review of Game Week 15. Even though I don't really want to, we might as well do it anyway. And just before we get started, I'd just like to say a huge thank you for all the support recently on the channel. I think since my last wildcard video for Game Week 16, got another 7 new subscribers, a ton of likes on that video as well. It really does mean a lot. It is appreciated for such a small channel to have that amount of support. So thank you very much for that. If you do like the video, drop a like and subscribe if you are new. In the description, we've got a link to the video that we've done on how to play the World Cup Fantasy League. Nice, short 10-minute video with hopefully everything that you need to know on it. So if you're interested in playing that game, click on that link and it should take you to that video. So let's get straight into it with the review of Game Week 15. Not ideal. The week before, Game Week 14, the defense was absolutely quality. I think we got clean sheets for pretty much all the defenders and the keeper. This game week, it's not good. And look at the state of the bench. I think I was a bit less, but it felt like I had almost just as many points on my bench as in my starting 11. Cancelo with a -2, although he was suspended or is suspended for the League Cup game this week, so he should be good to play at the weekend. So if you're thinking of transferring Cancelo out, you might as well keep hold of him. I do know some people captain Cancelo and got a -4. It's just one of those things. I mean, how can you predict anyone going to get sent off at any point? Let alone someone that's so highly owned. And I did captain Haaland, and it is like you captain Haaland, I get a red arrow, and I don't captain Haaland, and I get a red arrow. So, and the rest of my team, I think it looks okay. Like I don't think that's a bad team. I will probably look at making changes over the World Cup, and we'll have a few wildcard videos out during that time span as well. But another red arrow. The game week rank is absolutely horrendous. It is not ideal, but I'm never one to sort of hide from that sort of thing and pretend everything's all good when it isn't. Because that's not realistic, is it? In fantasy league, you have good weeks and you have bad weeks. So let's try and put it behind us and move on to game week 16. And we have the fixtures here in front of us. So in terms of captaincy, I do think Haaland remains the person to go to. If you fancy just a crazy week without captaining Haaland, I think Arsenal is a good shout. Someone like Saka is on good form. Jesus is still staying in amongst the sort of the attacking returns over time. I think Salah is potentially a good captain as well at home to Southampton. He's managing to score a couple now, and he's been in good form in the Champions League as well. And it looks like it's linking into the Premier League. And Spurs at home to Leeds, captaining Kane. If you've got Kane, I don't see a problem with that either. So there's actually quite a few captaincy options on there. Whether the majority of people will be brave enough to move off of Haaland remains to be seen, and you can't blame people for sticking with him, even if it's just out of fear. So on to my team for this week, and I've not made any transfers yet. I do have one transfer that's still to be used. So if you see anything that you think, goodness me, what are you doing? You need to get this player in and take this player out. Then that's let me know in the comments. I've got Cancelo on the bench here because when I sorted his team out, he was suspended. I did think he was going to miss Brentford, but he will come into the rotation probably for either Anderson or Tarkowski. Last game week, Joe Gomez came on for about 3 minutes, and I missed out on 5 points from Ben White. So if he doesn't start, that's okay. I think with the five sub rule, that the subs are going to come on more often than not. So it is important to get that bench order sorted. At the moment, I've got double Fulham on the bench, Man United at home. Someone like Mitrovic could come on, but he did miss the last game as well. Um, which isn't ideal. All that umming and ahhing about Mitrovic and Tony. So if he misses this one, I'll just be left thinking I should have kept hold of Tony anyway. After all of that, couple of difficult fixtures really. Callum Wilson at home to Chelsea. You don't really know what you're going to get. But other than that, I think there's a chance for some good returns here. With Arsenal playing Wolves, Salah playing Southampton, Rashford with Fulham, Man City with Brentford. Whilst there's a few away games dotted in there, I do think that is a good potential team, and it would be nice to have a green arrow right before the World Cup. Speaking of the World Cup, we're going to be having lots of content. I'm going to try and get some group previews out there, talking about each team's sort of qualification process and which teams you might want to target specific players for, and especially that is the case when they are confirming their international squads for the World Cup this week. So if you want to keep in touch with all of that, please subscribe, and it should keep you up to date. Hopefully, the World Cup, it's sort of a game that you can play in Fantasy League. That's nice and short, and it doesn't take up too much of your time. And if you're watching it anyway, you never know. You might surprise yourself and learn something for that you can take into regular Fantasy League as well. And it's also good if you want a break from Fantasy League, if your team's not doing as well as you want, so you can come back refreshed in a few weeks and tackle it all again. So thank you very much for listening. Let me know if you think I'm missing any changes. I've got a transfer to use, so I might as well use it. The World Cup it has a reset for wildcard, and I will see you in the next one.